I'm live. Here we go. All right, good morning, everybody on YouTube. Good to have you. Good to see you. Even though I can't see you, you got this ugly mug right here. Good to have you. All right, so we get rocking and rolling here across the network here. I'm hooked up on the Mumble side of things. I got KCJB and K-Fire rocked on here. It looks like they're locked in. YouTube audio, give me a double check here. Make sure I'm coming through okay. All that good stuff before we get rocking and rolling here today. Going to be the injured military wildlife project is what it is. I better double check that. Injured military wildlife project is going to be the first interview, and then we're talking fur auctions, fur handling, how I'm going to be out of not getting my archery tag filled because of 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts today and tomorrow. That'll be awesome. I'll have to bend it around some fence posts to, Gotta do like my burriscope. Play the windage. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. How much snow did you get in Mobridge down that way, Karen? We didn't get nothing out of this last one here, which I'm just plumb happy with. We had about an inch overnight last night, or not last night, night before. Okay. A lot of things going on this weekend. This weekend, next weekend. We're getting into bull sale season, boys and girls. 21 Angus. Smith's Saddle Butte Ranch. Urlacher Angus. All coming up here shortly. And, of course, we have the Wassum Bull Sale, Red Angus Bull Sale. We got the Schriefer Red Angus Bull Sale coming up. So, yeah. Coyote tournaments, fishing tournaments. High School Rodeo Association alumni get-together in 2 weeks, 2 weekends from now. All kinds of good stuff. K-Fire News, KCGB, kill your feed to Mumble. How's that work? There it is. Yeah. I'll let them sort that out. Okay. Let's see. That's about all I got to start the morning out here. Dude, Mitch, hey, man, I'm here. Hey, morning, Todd. Okay. CGB. All right. Once again, if you're watching this on the tube, hey, we got about 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes before we actually start the radio side of the portion of the interviews. So until then, you have me. Or if you want to call in and BS for 5 minutes before I got to get my other guests lined up, you can sure do that. There's the number. There you go. On my screen, it shows up backwards. I hope it doesn't do that for you guys. If it does, 888-932-5682. Let's see. Bull sales, bull sales, bull sales. All right, cool. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. What is wrong with the feed here? Make sure you check the Mumble side of things, Todd. They're texting back at you. Things I don't know. Okay, what do we got? Facebook. Morning, Tyler. Scott. Daryl Lease, good morning. I wish YouTube would let me play some music here because Core Blund. If you guys haven't heard that song, what is it? Everybody Needs Cows. It's on the tube. Go check it out. He can put it on there, but I can't. Let's see what else here. All right. Also on YouTube, I want to, I can't go back to that screen, but thanks for the latest subscribers. Appreciate that. Specialized Dynamics that works together with the Dakota Predator Hunters. Appreciate that. I think it was the B-Bar Cattle Ranch. Appreciate you guys signing on with me too here. Appreciate that a lot. Good stuff. Yeah, let's see here. South Dakota mountain lion season is rocking and rolling. How do I get to North Dakota's here? See if we got our second, the last two cats. Can we take them or not? Yes, we can. Cool. Excuse me. Wish they'd send the email. Conditional season, 2 cats, and it's opened up. And I cut tracks, but we can't use dogs. All right. Cool. There we go. I'm good here. Killed KCJB's feed on my end. Good enough. Okay. I am, yeah. All right. Well, good. We should be good to go on that side of then, Todd. And KCJB. I'm not sure who's working up there, but cool. Karen's on. Let's see here. What do we got? KGFX, just waiting for a confirmation there. KLTC's on. Good. All right. I don't see that on the mumble, but I'll take your word for it there, Todd. Come on, where's my mouse? There it is. All right. You won't see them. Okay. I won't see them. Gotcha. I'll just assume you got it covered, man. All right. I'm going to call my guests, get those lined up here. So, okay. All right. Gotcha, Todd. Roger that. All right. I'm going to get my guests lined up here. YouTube, stand by. Everybody else, stand by. Get this rocking and rolling here. Bill Shaler, how are you? That's my VoIP system here from a studio. Yeah. Should have came up as a 279 number, though. Yeah. Still a North Dakota RAME number. All right. Cool. All right, I'm going to call Roger, get him hooked up, sir. Stand by. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go here. 0, 6, 3, 2, 1. All right, here. All right, morning, Jim. Good to see you up there, buddy. Roger Cadmus, Scott Bachmeyer, Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good morning. Oh, pretty darn good. Just can't wait for the wind to pick up here today and tomorrow. So, yeah, that's fine, I guess. Here, I'll throw you to my system here, and then you'll be able to hear me and also Bill. Okay, stand by. Let's see here. Ready? All right, Bill, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Roger, can you hear me and Bill?
Yes, sir.
And you two can talk together, except for when we go to break. So we get started here in approximately 3.5 minutes. I have a hard break at 15 after, so if I cut any one of you guys off, just know I don't do it out of spite. I just have times I have to keep. So there you go.
That's fine. One thing, Scott, we have two programs. We have the deer program and we have the elk program.
Yes, sir.
So any questions, I can answer some about the deer, but try to direct the majority to Bill, because he handles that for us.
Okay.
And the elk, Bill is well rehearsed in that as well. But, if you want to divide the questions like that, I'm good with that. What do you think, Bill?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. We just finished up, Scott, with our big buck contest last night. So you might want to direct some questions towards me. Bill's in Arizona right now. I'm up in North Dakota. I'm just delivering a deer, our last deer, to the butcher block in Mandan. So I don't know if you want me to mention that or not, just to
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
make sure we're active and stuff like that. Our big buck contest was a huge success.
Good.
So we had some veterans on stage, and it was unbelievable.
Good deal. Yeah, it's I have no problem. You can mention whatever you need to. Just don't mention any anti-hunting groups, and you and I'll get along just fine.
No, we're good to go. The history of the group, Bill, I wouldn't mind if you took the lead on that. A little bit.
Bill wants that one? Okay.
In detail.
Okay.
So that's about the only break. Is 15 after is about the only hard break you need, really? Or?
Well, we're going to just do the first half with you guys. So, we'll do 10 minutes and 10 minutes. So, there's a 5-minute break in between here. So that's the only time you guys won't be able to talk and communicate, because I have to play audio on my side through that. So I'm going to have to turn you guys down. So you'll have a 5-minute break to go get coffee or what have you.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're not. It's not your first rodeo. You can kind of let us know. Well, in a couple minutes, can you summarize?
Yeah, I will steer you in the direction.
Mm-hmm.
So
perfect. We don't do this for a living, so you gotta work with us.
That's a pretty skinny living if you're gonna do it like I'm doing it. I'll tell you that.
Try to be a farmer rancher.
I am.
Are you?
I raise cattle. That's what I do here.
Okay. We raise wheat out here.
Oh, be honest. You raise hell, Scott. Come on.
Yeah, I do.
Come on, now, Bill.
Yeah. I do that. I sure try to live every day like it's the last. There's no doubt about that. All right, 30 seconds. I'm going to turn you guys down. Stand by, please. All right, stations. As we get ready to roll here, we are going to be coming at you in 15 seconds on, I'll give you the mark here, at mark 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm your host, Scott Bachmeyer, and for the next hour, we get the opportunity and the privilege to talk outdoors across many great radio stations across North and South Dakota, including KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY, my friends in Mobridge, South Dakota, the good folks down at KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota, and we want to welcome 2 new stations here on this Saturday's program as we start the new year, and Happy New Year to everybody. I'd like to welcome the first station I ever cut my teeth at, the very first station I got to actually work that gave me the chance to be behind the mic because they knew I had the face for radio. Welcome KCJB in Minot, and also welcome KLTC in Dickinson. Stations I've all worked at. There you go. So if you're a radio announcer, you get to bounce around a little bit. Thank you for those 2 stations joining me here this morning. Good to have you guys along on the ride as we go through the outdoors here across the Dakota Territory. I tell you what, I got a lot of things I got to go before we get to our guest here. The Erlacher Angus Ranch sale here, their annual bull sale is coming up January 17th, Bowman, North Dakota. Hope you guys can make it there. I'll be there. The 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull sale, January 25th. Mark and Ann over there in the New England area will be at their ranch, heated facilities. Cross my fingers, I'll be able to do my radio program from their barn sale that morning here. Also, Smith Saddle Butte Ranch, halfway between Buffalo and Camp Crook, South Dakota. But fortunately, you don't have to drive that far. They're going to be bringing their bulls up to Bowman Auction Market on February 15th for the Smith Saddle Butte Ranch. Coyote tournaments this weekend, starting right now as the sun's coming up. The Youth Coyote Tournament that was postponed from Long Valley, South Dakota, starts today. The Meadow Volunteer Fire Department Coyote Hunt starts today as well. Enderlin Sheldon Wildlife Club Coyote Hunt is this weekend. The Southeastern Montana Coyote Calling Contest out of Baker, Montana, that starts this weekend. The Miles City Calling Contest is this weekend, and then we'll go into some other ones that are happening here in the next few weeks and months. So there you go. A lot of things to start out with. We're going to go to our guest here this morning from the excuse me here, as I'm struggling to get through finishing up a cold here. We'll get through this. From the Injured Military Wildlife Project of North Dakota, we have Bill Shaler and Roger Cadamus. Bill, Roger, good morning. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Scott.
So Bill, you're in sunny Arizona while we're up here waiting for wind to hit us. So me and Roger, we're going to sit back here and enjoy the wind. How about you?
Well, I did manage to get in a round of golf yesterday. I don't like to rub it in too much. I know you do enjoy a round every now and then, Scott.
I enjoy a round of golf. But get this, today I can get a round of golf in. It's going to be 50 degrees up here today. How about that?
Cool.
No. What's it down in Arizona? What, 150? How do you like those? Yeah. So me and Roger are going to meet up here. We're going to hit Bully Pulpit today, so we're going to go and enjoy some golf and talk a little bit here. But let's talk about the Injured Military Wildlife Project here. Roger, you're the kind of the president of the whole works. Tell us a little bit about the project. What is your guys' goals with this with the project in North Dakota?
Well, first of all, Scott, thank you for giving us the time to be on your program and explain a little bit about our program. So our program, we've been doing this for approximately 9 years already. We offer hunts to veterans with disabilities. We offer them the opportunity to get out in our great outdoors of North Dakota and get amongst other veterans, get amongst other people. The camaraderie is fantastic. We go on adventures. We go after deer, whitetail and mule deer.
Sure.
We also have an elk program. This is going to be our third year working with Theodore Roosevelt National Park on calling their elk herd out there. So it's a fantastic opportunity.
So, Bill, when you're talking about elk hunting in Theodore Roosevelt National Park and the culling side of things, I'm assuming it's a cow hunt.
Yes, it is. They will allow some spike bulls to be taken, but no, it's not to go after the big monsters out there. Yeah.
So when you're lining up these hunts, whether it's deer or it's elk hunting, and what exactly does an injured military veteran need to do to first off apply and then to get ready for this program here, or the hunt, I should say? I'm not sure which one you guys want to field that question.
Well, I guess I can address the elk, Bill, if you
Sure.
want to address the deer. So our elk program is pretty straightforward. You must be a North Dakota-born veteran. There are no limitations on your disabilities, so you do not have to have any disabilities. The main requirement is you have to be born in North Dakota.
I see.
And I know some people don't like to hear that, but you know, it's not every day you get to go in that park and harvest elk. So we have to have some kind of control over that. Otherwise, we would be bombarded. So it can be a 18-year-old who's in the National Guard. It can be, someone in their 70s that was in Vietnam. So it's pretty much an open door. And we really sat as a group, really looked at some options and some rules, and that's kind of what we came up with for criteria.
Sure. Bill, on the deer side, what's that look like?
Well, the deer began in 2011 when a group of us got together and approached the legislature and asked for some deer tags. And we eventually got 10 deer tags. 4 of those are any deer, and the other 6 are whitetail only. The season for the deer for these guys runs anytime the bow season is open. So roughly September 1st till the first Sunday in January. And the group got together and began fundraising. We got our 501c3 status from the IRS, registered with Secretary of State and everything else. In 2011, we were able to take 2 hunters out in western North Dakota. And the program grew till 2016. We were able to eventually get 10 tags filled, which was quite an accomplishment for the group at that time. And then in 2018, the group expanded to Dickinson area and also the elk culling program that we have in Theodore Roosevelt National Park. But the group, with our generous donors, are able to provide, of course, the license for the deer, the lodging, meals, a place to hunt, and guidance throughout. So it's a freebie for the veteran.
Okay. Well, we have some questions coming in here, and I tell you what, we're going to field one of them right away here. Is you have to be a North Dakota resident for the elk? Do you have to be a North Dakota resident for the deer tag, Bill?
When we first started, we had a little more trouble getting North Dakota residents, so we had several veterans from other states come in and hunt also. But now we're to the point now where we're concentrating only on North Dakota residents.
Okay. And I tell you what, we'll field the next questions right after the break here. We're up against it right now. So if you guys can, sit back, enjoy, get a cup of coffee if that's what you drink. If not, if you were here in studio, I'd offer you a whiskey, Bill, but you're not here. You're in sunny Arizona instead. There you go. We'll be back. More coming up on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. You're listening to KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY Mobridge, our friends in Pierre at KGFX, and KCJB Minot, also KLTC in Dickinson. Good to have you along. If you have any questions, comments, 1-888 9-Dakota. You can call in toll free, ask your questions right here to Bill or Roger, or you can just text them to me via live on YouTube, or you can text them on my cell phone. Back after this. Cattle producers, it's time for the 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale. Join the Wolf family at the ranch just outside of New England for their 26th annual bull sale. 156 Top Cut bulls will sell at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're looking for bulls that'll cover ground in females, 21 Angus Ranch puts together the right genetics for all producers. 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale, January 25th at the ranch. For more information and catalog, go to 21angus.com. That's the number 21angus.com.
As a leader in farm and ranch insurance in North Dakota, Dakota Community Insurance understands the importance of protecting all aspects of your operation, no matter how large or small. Your Dakota Community Insurance agent can customize an insurance package to cover your farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. For more information, call your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or visit dakotacommunitybank.com.
25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, and we're celebrating. Plan to attend the annual meeting February 14th and 15th at Four Bears Casino and Lodge. You'll be entertained by Deuce's Wild dueling pianos on Valentine's Day. Red Stiegel, the featured guest speaker, and he and his boys in the bunkhouse perform Saturday the 15th. There's dummy roping for the young cowboys and cowgirls, food auctions, and more. Get tickets now at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. Reserve your room at Four Bears. 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com. Pifer's Western team of Andy Murdoch Abbey would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning.
Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pifer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
It's time for the Erlacher Angus Annual Bull Sale, Friday, January 17th at the Bowman Auction Market. Sires represented are H.A. Cowboy Up 5405, Mock Bullseye, Made Natural, WCF Payout 6240, and many others. You got a 90-day breeding season guarantee with free delivery and free keep until May of 2020. Find them on Facebook at Erlacher Angus and Sales. The Erlacher Angus Annual Bull Sale, Friday, January 17th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Auction Market, Bowman, North Dakota. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking box or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Cattle producers, it's time for the 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale. Join the Wolf family at the ranch just outside of New England for their 26th annual bull sale. 156 top cut bulls will sell at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're looking for bulls that'll cover ground and females, 21 Angus Ranch puts together the right genetics for all producers. 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale, January 25th at the ranch. For more information and catalog, go to 21angus.com. That's the number 21angus.com.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
The Erlacher Angus Annual Bull Sale is coming up on Friday, January 17th at the Bowman Auction Market, 1 p.m. Why do cattle producers stick with 2-year-old bulls? Well, it's simple. You got power, you have potency, maturity, reliability. You also have bulls that are going to cover more ground in females than their yearling counterparts. Also, Greg and Mary offer a 90-day breeding season guarantee, free delivery, and free keep until May of 2020. For more information, find them on Facebook at Erlacher Angus and Sales. Erlacher Angus Annual Bull Sale, Friday, January 17th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Auction Market. All right, stations 10, 9, 8. And we're going to have 5 seconds on Mark. 5 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good morning. I'm Scott Bachmeyer, and you're listening on stations all across the North and South Dakota network here. KGFX in Pierre, KOLY in Mobridge. We have KFYR in Bismarck, KCJB in Minot, and KLTC in Dickinson. And we have a couple other things coming up before we get back to our guest here. The 7th annual the Cap Keith Memorial Coyote Hunt, Ekalaka, Montana, coming up next weekend. The 3rd annual Big West Fur Quest out of Faith, South Dakota, is coming up next weekend as well. Next weekend is the 4th annual Kadoka Volunteer Fire Department Coyote Calling Contest, and also the Epping Rural Fire Department Ice Fishing Tournament on January 11th as well. And don't forget, if you're in Bismarck next week or next 2 weeks from now, the North Dakota High School Rodeo Association Alumni and Friends Bash is going to be at the Ramkota Inn in Bismarck as well. So there you go. Just a few more things going on around the area that people like to get out. Welcome back, Bill and Roger here from the Injured Military Veteran Wildlife Project. And I tell you what, guys, we have questions. We have emails, text messages coming in. And the first one, Bill, it was before we left, was on the deer hunting side of things. What type of injuries do these veterans have to qualify to get on this deer hunt?
Well, the veteran would need either a Purple Heart or a duty-related injury.
Okay.
And this can also mean PTSD, because that is a fact of life now with wartime injuries. You don't have to have a physical injury, but we try to, I guess, give priority to those that do.
Sure. How about on the elk side, Roger? What type of injury? Same type of situation?
Well, Scott, on the elk side, it's kind of a different scenario. So we're hunting we're hunting the south unit of Theodore Roosevelt National Park right there in Medora, and it's strenuous. I mean, we're doing 8 to 10 miles a day hiking up and down. We do not require a injury. All we require is that they're North Dakota born resident, and that is all the requirement, you know, and they are obviously in the military. Our hunts there are 4 days long. So, you know, the people out in the park are terrific to work with. We're looking around 30 to 50 elk a year, helping them call out of them herds. Our hunt starts on a Monday. We'll bring the hunters in. We pay for the mileage. We pay for the motels. We pay for the meals. We pay for the meat processing. We'll bring those hunters in Sunday night. We'll put them up in a very nice hotel. Monday morning, we'll go into training, get all the Theodore Roosevelt training out of the way, go scout the park. Tuesday morning, we start our hunt. And the veteran may shoot, you know, he may harvest up to 4 to 5 elk. And out of those, he gets to pick his elk that he wants for his own personal use. And we take that down to our friends at Butcher Block Meats. Dan Kraft and his crew do a wonderful job for the park and us. And that's the way she goes.
All right, here's what you got to do when you said you're stopping at Butcher Block today, right?
I am. I have a deer in the back of my truck. I'm driving from Dickinson, and I'm going to stop and see Dan and the boys over there.
The best tiger meat in the nation is made right there. The best tiger.
I'm gonna have to
yeah, absolutely. And if any other meat market's listening, just send it my way, and I'll do a taste test for you here. I love tiger meat. Say,
I did not know that.
Oh man, I love it. So I sent one of my buddies information about this early this morning, about 5, 6 o'clock this morning. He's a military veteran. He's a Marine Corps. He actually texted or posted on my YouTube page. He said he's been a North Dakota resident for the last 10 years, OIF, OEF, and a Purple Heart recipient. And he said even though he's not qualified, which I didn't know you had to be a North Dakota resident to do this here, but he says he's glad to see a program out there in the Dakotas for their veterans. My question to you guys is, what made you decide? There's so many projects. It seems like there's all kinds of hunting groups doing a lot of stuff for veterans. What made you guys decide to step out and do something on your own?
Well, Bill, I'm gonna direct this towards you. You got a lot more closer affiliation with this, but it started for a very good cause. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, the founder of the group is Glenn Geetson from Halliday, and Glenn lost his twin brother in Vietnam, and that was pretty much the catalyst, I guess. And excuse me, we started the group actually as the Wounded Warrior Project of North Dakota, and we had some issues with that group.
Yeah.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we changed the name, and but that's where it began. Was Glenn got together with some of us, and Glenn was a deputy in Halliday at the time, and so that's how it started. And of course the deer portion of it is through legislation, so we have to keep that as an injured veteran. And of course, they all, for either program, they need their DD 214. So, but anyway, that's how that began. And then, like I mentioned, in 18, the group expanded to include the elk culling program in the south unit of the park.
Sure. Well, I know you guys had a big fundraiser last night. Roger, how did it go? That was in Killdeer, wasn't it?
It was in Killdeer at the community center. You know, talking to Wendell Vegan, who is the #1 point man on that project. That's his baby over there. The event last night, according to Wendell, it was 6 times larger than their largest event in
6
funds
times?
being brought in.
Nice.
6 times in funds being brought in. There was approximately 280 people there. It was, I don't have the words to explain it. It was tremendous. It was our first ever. We threw this out there as a wild idea to have a youth BB gun contest. We gave away 10 BB guns, 4 to the top shooters, 4 to the bottom shooters. boys, girls categories, 2 age groups. That drew tremendous amount of people. But we had our veterans there that were in the park. We had them say a little bit about their experience. The whole community was around it. And I guess I should give you a little history on this park, how we started with that. I've purchased a few horses out of the park for my own use, and we sent some flyers out my doorway, and I got a call from a park official, Blake, out there, and he said, "Hey, Roger, would you mind come seeing us with your group?" So they went over there and seen Wendy and Blake, and they asked us about our group. An hour later, they gave us a trial period, and we went in the first year, and we've been successful ever since. They hold us really to a strict code, so we really have to be mindful about what we say, and pictures in the park, we really have to keep those low key. You know, it's not every day you get to, you know, pull over on the interstate and, you know, put your hunter orange on and unlock the gate and go in and call elk. So it's you get some weird looks from people on the interstate when you have a rifle on and you're going in there. But it's a true honor. I gotta thank the people in the park. I really do.
We're getting up close to the time limit. How do people get in touch with you? And you know, just overall, say I know you have a website, but if they want to talk to somebody and really sit down and say, what do I need to do to get involved in this?
So, Scott, that process there, my phone number, it's a ghost phone number. It's listed on the website. So when they call that, it automatically patches into my cell. And I'm on mine 24/7. So they can call me at any time and talk about it. As well, they can go on our website, Injured Military Wildlife Project of North Dakota.com. We have click to apply buttons. So if you hit the click to apply, it'll drop the menu down. You can choose deer or elk. You can apply. I have a lot of veterans call me and just say, "Hey, Roger, how do we do this?" We have an IT director. He's right there in Dickinson. He has an office. So, you know, some people that may have some difficulty with the internet, they can go sit down with our IT guy, Kwame, and they can knock it out right there.
Perfect. Bill, Roger, I appreciate you guys' time here this morning as we're up against the clock. Have yourself a great weekend, and Bill, don't strain yourself too much golfing, okay?
Try not. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you, Scott.
You bet. Thanks a lot. Hey, more coming up on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. We're talking fur handling, fur auctions, and we're taking your calls just to have a little fun. Oh, hey, maybe I should do a giveaway. How about this here? In 15 seconds, if you're the first one to text 701-425-6651, I'll give you a Dakota Prairie Outdoors mug. 701-425-6651. We'll be back after these messages. Cattle producers, it's time for the 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale. Join the Wolf family at the ranch just outside of New England for their 26th annual bull sale. 156 Top Cut bulls will sell it. $1 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're looking for bulls that'll cover ground and females, 21 Angus Ranch puts together the right genetics for all producers. 21 Angus Ranch Top Cut Bull Sale, January 25th at the ranch. For more information, catalog, go to 21angus.com. That's the number 21angus.com.
Don't call me.
As a leader in farm and ranch insurance in North Dakota, Dakota Community Insurance understands the importance of protecting all aspects of your operation, no matter how large or small.
Well, evidently, I got to answer this phone call online here or something here. What's going on here? All right, what is this? Hello.
Yes, is this for the mug giveaway?
Well, I was hoping for a text message, but you called. You're live on YouTube with me right now. How's that work for you?
Well, I don't text. I got an old flip phone here.
Oh, well, I tell you what. Here, I'm going to take your information down anyway. What's your name?
Dennis Grainer up by Huff here.
Dennis Grainer.
Yep.
By Huff area. Okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to ask for your address over YouTube if that's okay, but I'll find you, okay? I'm pretty sure I can get you. I'm pretty sure I could send it to Dennis Grainer in Huff, North Dakota, and it'll still get there.
Boy, I don't know. You know, there's like 5 Dennises in not too big of a radius here, and mail gets pretty jumbled up sometimes.
All right. Well, I tell you what, if you want to give me a call after the show is done, and then I'll get your address, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, sounds
You
good.
bet.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thanks, Dennis. So there you go. Tell you what, you got to love live radio when you're trying to do the studio and all the production on your own here. What I need to do is I need to set up a few more devices so I can play a few different things. My mic is hot. Of course it is. Look who's using it, Flaff. I tell you what. All right. Now we got to come back into where we were here.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com. Pifer's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Pifer's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
It's time for the Erlacher Angus annual bull sale, Friday, January 17th at the Bowman Auction Market. Sires represented are HA Cowboy Up 5405, Mock Bullseye, Made Natural, WCF Payout 6240, and many others. You got a 90-day breeding season guarantee with free delivery and free keep until May of 2020. Find them on Facebook at Erlacher Angus and Sales. The Erlacher Angus annual bull sale, Friday, January 17th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Auction Market, Bowman, North Dakota. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Hey, Bruce, Scott Bachmeyer. Hey, stand by. We're going to go live here. All right, stations, we are 10 seconds right now. 10 seconds away. 5 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues here this morning as we are sitting back and basking in the glory of the Badlands here at the studio, but we're also all across North and South Dakota. And thanks to all the great stations out there, KCJB, Minot, KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, KGFX in Pierre. You want to talk about having from Canada down to Nebraska covered? We got that. We're also going west. We're in Montana, KLTC out of Dickinson. Thank you guys for joining us as well. Look at there. The winner of the Dakota Prairie Outdoors stainless steel mug. Can only put whiskey in this thing. Dennis Grainer, congratulations out of that Huff area. And just a reminder to give me a call after the show is done. Give me about 10-15 minutes afterwards and call that same number, and I can get your address here, as I'm my only producer here, so it is a little bit harder. And free. So that's how things go here. So, hey, we're going to talk fur auction. We're going to talk fur handling. Bruce Swilliard from the North Dakota Fur Takers Association. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Hey, you know how many coyote tournaments are going on today? That just in my hand, I think there's like 7 or 8 of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like they're getting all over the place, aren't they?
You know, and that's the thing. On these coyote tournaments, a lot of people say, what do they do with the coyotes? And we can tell you, I'm sure you've been asked to come to a few coyote tournaments and maybe be that potential fur buyer and purchase some of them, I guess. Is that something that you do once in a while or not?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
You don't want them all shot up like that, really? Come on.
No, I don't mind doing my own, but I don't like a bunch of shot up stuff, no.
Oh, get this. A buddy of mine came up Thursday night, and we were sitting around, and he sold 2 coyotes. Both were shot, And these coyotes in this area of the specific region where I live, in the Great West Dakota area, he got $85 a piece on carcass. Is that the norm here? I mean, is that really that good this year?
Well, apparently it is, because I've been hearing some astronomical figures for shot up coyotes on the carcass. It's hard to believe, you know.
Would you give me 85 for the ones I'm going to bring up to the fur auction, or maybe?
Well,
no, I want to guarantee sight unseen, Bruce.
Somebody probably will.
They'll probably get mad at me. They'll buy them, and then by the time I get halfway home, they'll call me and yell at me, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, the North Dakota Fur Takers Association Wild Fur Auction, and this includes anybody that wants to be a member of the Fur Takers Association, can come up January 17th and 18th. The auction's going to be on the 18th, but on the 17th, you're going to be receiving those furs and grading those furs. So besides that, what are you guys looking at when you grade furs? If I bring you one that's green skinned, which is what I do with mine, if I bring you one that's on carcass or whatever, tell me, what are you actually looking for, and explain, what you're looking for, guard hairs and all that good stuff.
Well, first off, I want to say that we are a receiving house. Our association, we do not do any grading. We do not categorize. Okay. No, we do not categorize them in any way. We just put them in trapper lots. What you bring, we put on the table. That's for the buyers. It's their responsibility, and they to give them the time to look at them, decide what they can pay, and it's the graders that do all of that work. We do not grade them. I want to state that.
Okay, they grade their own. If you're looking at buying, you're doing your own grading. So let me rephrase that question. If you're looking at coyotes, what are you looking at? What do you want to see?
Well, like the color and clarity, that's a big thing, and then this year here with the conditions were just horrendous. It's the poorest lot of coyotes personally that I've had. They started breaking down so early. They're just rough, really rough. A really good coyote is a hard one to come by.
And they're still giving those type of prices, and you're thinking that the coyotes are in tougher shape. Well, I can see that because of the weather fluctuation. I mean, we went from below sub-zero to nearly t-shirt weather for us that live here in the upper Midwest.
Yeah, it's been tough all the way around, but and then I've got some really poor coyotes, and I've got some really good coyotes. So it's a various out there, and obviously the good looking ones with the good guard hair still yet, they're going to be worth some pretty fair money. So
the guard hair is the biggest one. Clarity, you say, some of these coyotes kind of have that red tinge to them, and then I have some of them, so I don't like those as much, but I have one coyote I've been after. Yesterday I spent 3 hours trying to get this one because he's a smart one, and I've been spending my time going after the smart ones this year. He's almost pure white in the front, and turns into a nice silvery color as he goes up toward his guard hairs. And that's what you mean by clarity, right? You like those lighter colored, right?
Yeah, it seems like the buyers, the fur market really likes those lighter colored ones. Yeah.
Now, my buddy also had a badger, and he got like $20 for a badger and $10 for coons. And I didn't think that the market for coons and badgers or beavers or any of that stuff was even remotely still around. I guess it must be in some places, huh?
Yeah, the coon market has really been fluctuating. It's not great by any means, and the badger market is so variable. One year somebody's looking for badgers, and they're really good, and then it's a limited. What they're used for is more limited, let's say, and
what are they used for, Bruce? What's a badger actually used for?
Well, I know the top end paint brushes for painting pictures are badger hair.
Okay.
And they make an excellent hat, jackets, coats. I've seen but it seems like either they're wanted or they're not, and then they're so fluctuating.
So you're telling me that the top artists in the world, I mean the top-notch people, those paintbrushes are probably badger fur?
The long guard hairs, yep, that's
wow. Huh. Didn't know that. And you got another auction. So we're doing one January 18th. And he said, you know what? There's still after January, there's still people that are out there not only hunting them, but trapping, snaring, or whatever. We're going to have another auction on March 21st. So if you miss one, you can still sell your furs at the next one. That's something kind of new this year for you guys.
Well, it's the first one we've had, of course, and what brought that about more or less was the closing up of NAFA, the North American Fur Auction in Canada. So, and then with that closing up, we decided, well, let's just have another one. And there's a lot of fur at the end of the season. At our January sale, some guys said, well, I just haven't got time to get it put up by then. And so we've given them an opportunity to help us out,
I think it's going to be pretty, and it's cheap. $20 for a membership. You can bring your furs. You can come in, even if you don't have any, you can come in and buy some if you're looking for some, or even if you just kind of want to come in and watch. And it's interesting, because last year was my first time. You had me as the auctioneer for this, and I had just as much fun auctioning it as I was just walking around and learning the difference of these lots. When you say grading, and I'm way beyond knowing what to look for as much as you guys do. But when you go around and you see some of these lots, and then when you auction them off and they bring in top dollar, you kind of see exactly why that happened. And it's just kind of fun to be able to be part of that. So even if, it's not open to the public, but $20 gets you a membership. And if you want to come in and kind of walk around and see that. Hey, and you do antlers too. I mean, it's not just fur. You guys had antlers there last year.
Yep. Antlers, beaver caster, that pretty much sums it up, I guess. So, yeah.
What are weasels bringing in? A nice prime white weasel.
I don't know. We had it seemed like $1 a piece, or.
Oh, okay.
I just, yeah. It's an item that, it's just there, and I think they were like $1 a piece,
So if I brought a coyote on carcass and put the weasel in its mouth, would you give more than $1?
Somebody may. It depends about how chewed up it is,
Oh no, I'm talking getting them both separated is what I was saying.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day, and it's one thing you don't see in the Badlands here very often is a weasel. So I was kind of it's kind of a shock to see one running across the corrals, I guess, with a mouse in its mouth. But yeah. Well, I tell you what, the wild fur auction coming up here, not only on the 18th, but March 21st. And that's at the 4-H Center outside of Burleigh County there in just outside of Bismarck, across from the state penitentiary. And usually we're graced with the presence of our fur bear biologist, Stephanie Tucker. Is she going to be there this year signing autographs again?
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
We should have her do that. If everybody goes up, ask for an autograph. And, it doesn't, and just, it could be a permission slip to maybe do something extra, but just fold it under and just ask for her autograph on the bottom. That's all you need to do.
I guess there's always something that can help out,
Say, before I forget here, you prefer the carcass fur coming in on the Saturday of the auction, so it's not sitting overnight, right?
Yeah.
And
but if whenever a person is able to get it there, that's when you're able to bring it,
right.
So.
And everything's locked up overnight. Nobody's going to be going through there.
Oh yeah.
Be all safe and sound.
Yep.
4% commission and 2% on no sales. Is that still what you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good deal. No cameras on premise without permission. How are we going to take a picture of us together, man?
Well,
I took one last year, and now I look at the rules and.
You'll have to talk to the bouncer on that one.
Who's that going to be this year?
Oh, the biggest guy you can see. Just go up and ask him.
Well, it should be a good time. What do you think here going into the rest of the coyote season, I should say, because I'm getting down. I haven't got my archery tag. I didn't get my rifle tag filled this year for deer
Mm-hmm.
season because it was just a mess of fixing fence around here. I didn't get a chance to go bow hunting a lot because I've been doing so much coyote hunting because I can make more money coyote hunting than I can bow hunting. And I'm down to my last 24 hours here. So Sunday night, and it's supposed to be 50, 60 mile an hour winds here today. I don't know if that's going to help me so much here, man.
Well, if you're shooting with the wind, you can shoot a lot further that way. But
they might win me. I don't know how many are going to be
yeah.
moving around. I'm going to give it a
Mhm.
try, though. I'm going to sure give it a shot if the wind doesn't hurt me too bad. I'm going to pack my bow around here. I'm going to go feed cows here today. And when I do that, I'm going to go take a couple hikes in some of the canyons and see if I can finish out. But
Mhm.
the rest of the season here for coyotes wise, they're going to, the fur's going to start deteriorating. You know that they're going to start rubbing more and more when you get into breeding season coming around here in February. So what are some tips on handling this fur that a person can give folks out there right now that maybe are getting into coyote hunting for the first time, or maybe they're kind of a novice at it?
Well, say like if you were calling and it's best not to drag it quarter mile back to the pickup,
Right.
and then have something in the pickup, some straw, or so it doesn't freeze down, and then you roll it off, and if it's wet, and then you leave some guard hairs in the back of the pickup, and it just the biggest thing is so that when you move them, if they're not froze down, then that's where you can cause a lot of damage in a hurry just by not treating them right.
Yeah.
Having something to lay them on, hang them on up. Don't just throw them on the ground and then they'll freeze there. Hang them up, stretch them on up, make them look decent if you're just doing the carcass,
Yeah.
and which most people do. With just a few handling ideas, it's not. It's not hard, and I think everybody's heard it. But heck, let's just, a lot of times, I have to stop and tether up a little grass somewhere here on the edge of the road down again. But
Yeah.
yeah, just have something to lay them on so you're not losing more hair than they've already lost. You
Yeah.
know?
That's one of the big things. A lot of people start, usually drag them by their back legs
Yeah.
instead of, trying to put I don't know. I use paracord, I guess, through the canines, and then I just try to drag them, forward a little bit. But
Yeah.
sometimes you're in so deep, there's no trails. I try to leave them by a trail and then go back and get the vehicle and come get them later on. And sometimes that
Hmm.
doesn't always work. I seen people actually use sleds once in a while. There's this little roll up kind of a kid's roll up sled. Have you
Yep.
ever seen that? Does that work pretty good?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. Then yeah, a short ways across the snow, if there's not a lot of things, like you say, dragging them with the head forward, not by the hind leg, and then that. But if you're going quite a distance, and yeah, if you had a little, and the guys that do this or do a lot of calling, I think they probably have them right with them, and they just haul them on and drag them on out. Or some guys I know just skin them right on spot
Yeah.
and just take out the fur.
Or you could be a real man and just drape it across your shoulders and wear it like a scarf.
Well, you could. You can.
Hey, what have you been seeing for lice on? I haven't seen lice on any of the ones I've green skinned yet. It's crossed my fingers.
Yeah, I've
Or fleas or whatever,
well that biting lice up across the neck and yeah, I've thrown away I think 6 or so.
Okay. So not very many then.
Yeah, but it's more than you like, and some areas are a lot worse than others,
Yeah.
and but and it doesn't take many, and boy, just where do you draw the line? So there's really some thin-necked ones, and there's really some bad ones. Just the general thin neck. Well, you do those, but the really bad ones, they're for the burn barrel.
Are they? Sure. Buyers will go through them pretty closely and make sure to you can't even throw them. I heard somebody throw them in a big garbage bag and spray it with Raid, and that doesn't even help, I guess.
No.
Okay.
No. No.
Can't even slip one by the buyers, can you?
I don't think so.
Darn
No.
it.
Mm-mm.
Well, I tell you, how much of a big hole is too big a hole when you're shooting a coyote that you can't sew up?
Well, I know the guys, the people that are actually in the fur business, and then there's a fur sewing machine, and you can do amazing work with that.
You can, okay.
By sewing it up by hand is marginal. It has to be not a very big hole to make it look decent by hand, but with a fur sewing machine, you can do pretty good work with that. But that's why I'm not really a coyote hunter. I really don't like sewing.
That's why you trap and snare, right?
Yes, that's it.
Say, when the snaring season quit for us up here? I can't remember here.
It's in March, I guess. The actual date I haven't looked, but I'm been long done before that.
Yeah.
But the actual date I couldn't say.
When's the last time you will take a coyote for actually keeping fur? What roughly what time?
Well, I've seen coyotes in March that have looked better than some of the coyotes in November this
really?
year.
Okay.
So some of them really hang on late. But, then if you had a winter like this up and down, that's when they lay down and then it freezes because the snow is soft. And if it just got cold and stayed cold, they would stay good a lot longer than they do with fluctuating temperatures. But, usually by the first of the year, I'm usually kind of done just for the conditions.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, coming up the fur auction, January 18th and again on March 21st. If people want information, where do they go?
Our website is published on www.northdakotafurtakers.com, I believe, and it's on the website.
Okay. Well, Bruce, I appreciate your time here this morning. Have yourself a great weekend and Happy New Year to you, buddy.
All righty. Okay.
You bet.
Thank you, then.
You bet. Yep. Bruce, and we'll see him up at the fur auction. Hey, make sure to join me on my daily program, Dakota Prairie Outdoors, on all of these radio stations. You just check out the airing time or go to my website, dakotaprairieoutdoors.com. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Have yourself a Happy New Year. All right, YouTube, thanks for keeping with me here all the way through the session. Have yourself a good one. Let's make 2020 a little better. How about that? And I'll make sure to get that mug mailed out to you and check the rest of the text messages to you, too.